Hi, welcome back to the show. This is Spirits Tunes in the Tarot, and I'm your favorite Spirit DJ Brie. Welcome to newcomers and established dreamweavers. And for those new ones, this is how it works. I listen to the music with earphones or whatever I decide to listen to on my device here. Usually it's Pandora, like Pandora's box. And I read the tarot and other types of oracle cards, things like that. And I listen to and feel the vibes through the frequencies of the blasting spellcasters, those beautiful genius lyricists. And then I also use the cards that go along with the music, and it's amazing how it works. Now, energy is fluid here. You can flip those vinyl records on the tarot turntable any way you like. But just don't try to stick that vinyl record in that cassette player. In other words, don't try to put that square peg in that round hole. Don't make it fit if it doesn't fit. But if it resonates, that's good. And here, I like music. I like movies. I like history and philosophy. And I also like things about philosophy and religious, spiritual stuff. I also like to help people in their lives to feel better, because it always makes me feel better to help someone else. Now, tonight we're going to do Taurus, so please get your pad and pencil, because sometimes I give more than one message, or it may be specific. I don't know. And you can go back and review if you need to, or, because you hear something that I said. Sometimes I don't always know what I said until afterwards. So I kind of channel the energy. So, it is what it is. So get your, pad and paper, get your ears. It's a better listening, as well as, pad, paper and pencil. Get your favorite snack, your drink, whatever you like. We don't care. So tonight we're going to do Taurus. And thank you for all the ones that viewed the videos, The videos, the contest that I had going for last month is the highest views and the ones with the most likes. And I've got some cards coming to do y'all some special readings. I want to do them with the love cards and things like that. So tonight we got for Taurus, She's Like the Wind by Patrick Swayze. And that came from his first movie, Dirty Dancing. And it was about his wife, who I think he was married, Lisa Neiman was her name. And he met her when she was 14 years old. And her mom was the instructor of the ballet class. And he was a little bit older, and, he was a player. But he was intrigued by her. And she kind of turned her head to him. She wanted him to be real. And he opened up to her, and he never thought that, he was good enough for her because of her mom and the position that she held. But they had a fondness for dancing. And when they got together, and they decided to go in their career. Her was with dancing, and he went into music and, movies. And they struggled, trying to get to their first big deal and things like that. And they stayed with each other until he passed away from pancreatic cancer. And they had trials and tribulations, and she miscarried twice. And then he got into drinking. And they split up for about a year. And when she left him, she had the realization that it might be for good. But they needed time apart to work things out and to go through their each shadow work, and to try to figure out where this was going to go. And then, you know, of course, he got cancer, but through that, you know, he lived 2 years with that aggressive cancer. And all she could do was say that she wished that she could tell him she loved him many more times. And she said that every time they would go in and out of her room, they would tell each other that they loved each other. So they stuck through thick and thin, and that's true love. And so that's about that. But every time he sings this song anywhere, he always dedicates it to his loving wife. And it's about a man who feels like he doesn't have good self-worth, and that the girl that he looks at, what could he give her when she's this beautiful, smart, you know, what would she see in me? And all he can do is dream of the one he loves. And as you know, as she doesn't, because she wants him to be real. She doesn't see him as this player that he's really not, you know. And she doesn't need anything. What can I give her? She's everything, and she's like the wind and can't touch. He let her go. So, because he didn't feel his self-worth, he never stepped up to the plate. And because he didn't feel he had anything to offer her. Well, in my book, love is love. And you start from there and you build from there. And if you think that that's the only reason why she would want to be with you because you don't have any gold to give her, well, then you haven't found the heart of gold, right? So that's would think of her as shallow, that she's only wanting you for the gold. So that's what I partake of that. So doesn't matter who has money or not. If you love that person, then you give that all you got. And that should be enough when somebody wants you and you want them. Then it doesn't matter which side of the street you come from. You build together and you grow and you enjoy it. Okay, and then the next one was Phil Collins, the singles album, Against All Odds. Take a look at me now. Letting you walk away. You're the only one who really knew me at all. Take a look at me now. Just a memory of your face. Wish I could make you turn around and see me cry. So many reasons, so much I didn't say. So it's like two people are splitting apart, and he never expressed how he really felt. And now that she's tired of that, she walks away, or he walks away. You can flip it, you know. Then, you know, he still doesn't have the courage to tell her now that, you know, that I really feel this way about you. So he lets her walk away, and all he has now is a memory of her face. And the only odds are now that I hope that you'll come back to me. So he's standing there all alone. So let's get on with the show, and we're listening to Movie Soundtrack Radio on Pandora, which I really like because it shows, you know, Pandora's box, which we know what that is. Okay, let's see. All right, so let's get started. Spirit, ancestors, guides, please give us the message and protect us as we get the messages for our Tauruses. Angels, ancestors, and guides, protect us with your holy lights. These are a big bunch of cards, so I got to split them up a little bit here, guys. I hope everybody's doing fine these days and staying well. I know sometimes people get ill and it touches everyone, if you know what I mean. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, that kind of spun around. This is the Messer of Air. So this would be the queen of air. And she's got like these little moths or butterflies on her shoulder. And she's definitely sitting on her throne with her scepter. So this is Can't Help Falling in Love by Kina Grenius. And she's singing Elvis's song. And that's from the movie, I believe, Elvis. So you can see she's very young and beautiful, but she's very serious, got a look on her face, and she demands the truth. If you have to come at her direct, and if you don't, she'll see right through it. And she will let you know her integrity. In love with you, like the river flows surely. What do we got on this mare of air? So you may have air in your chart as well, people. Check your charts. Or you may be on the cusp, which is, it's air energy. You got Gemini after Taurus. What do we got, Spirit? Thank you. Take my whole life, too. And you got the Zyke, which is the Fool. The Tarot. He's got his tuxedo and he's ready to take a leap. But he also looks like he's curious and watching, right? And he's got a mask on. And there's the moon in the background. There's a plane. So somebody, and there's a game board here. So, what I partake of that is, you got that Mickey Mouse in the background, and you got another doll or whatever, and you got a little, kind of like a Picasso type of character. So, with this, it's all a bunch of big jumbles out there, and the secrets and the games and the masks. So somebody was being a fool. And usually, with a fool in the regular deck, he's taking a leap of faith. But he could have taken a leap the wrong way. Or maybe he needs to come and talk to her. But it's a curious look. And then we got Calliope. She's a young woman with a crown of flowers and the earth below, and she's got a book. And I believe that she's like the high priestess, I believe. But she looks really curious and intrigued. And of course, you got what do they call those? I can't think of it. This one's Disney Encanto. Surface Pressure by Jessica Darrow. That's an interesting song. Got a destructible surface, so that's going with this Zygus here. Well, this one, she's like curious and looking, right? And she's either studying or she's journaling and keeping those secrets. Somebody's talking about a surface, not what's inside. Thank you, Spirit. So we've got the 8 of Fire, which was upside down, and that's messages. So either somebody's waiting for messages and they're not coming in, or these messages are not going through for some reason and they're being blocked. But you've got on this card, you've got tigers with wings. So this is a tiger is very majestic and they're powerful. And then you got these wings. So whoever these messages, or they need to be said that this is very powerful, that could come in these songs here as well. But under the surface, I've had the nerves in this song. Surface pressure. under the surface, I think about my purpose. So I can resonate with this. But maybe somebody's trying to find out what their purpose is because they don't know. They've just been wondering, and, you know, like this looks like it, you know? So a lot of times we don't know what our purpose is because we have all these expectations that are put on us. And we think that that's just what it is, just simple pleasures and this and that. Instead, we try to measure. So with this card here, I think that these are powerful messages, but it's in upside down. So maybe you're closed off and you need those to find out what those messages of purpose. Or say something you need to say and see where it goes. Or information you need to find out. It could be that too as well. This song is about testing somebody's pressure. Let's give her all these things and see how well she handles all the family pressures. See if she blows. I mean, that could be anybody anyway. People are under pressure. And it feels like, you know, they're trying to see what their confidence is. I can't make any mistakes and I have to be perfect. You know, sometimes we put a lot of pressure on ourselves, too, sometimes. Bittersweet Symphony by True Bird. The Urban Hymns album. I like this one. Thank you, Spirit. What do we got to say about this Queen of Swords? Oh, we got a businessman that's wearing a crown and he's getting old. Looks like, and he's under pressure to be something maybe that somebody wants them to be, but he's not happy because he's got to be free. He wants to find his purpose other than what he's been doing maybe. Why the Fool, Spirit? The Mayor of Earth. This is King of Pentacles, who is usually grounded, right? Earthly businessman, right up under the Fool. So you got the businessman and the businessman here. But they can be also stubborn as well. It's a bittersweet symphony. That's live. Okay, why Calliope? Ooh. You work, you spend your money, and you die. So we're stuck in a rut, right? No, I want to see what my purpose is. There you go. This is the only road I've been down, and what I've been taught, and the way we were raised, and the way we believe life to be. And then we got the Ace of Fire, which is divine passion, divine messages, a purpose. I can change in my here's the 5 of Wands and it's upside down. I've had to be everything everybody wants me to be according to this song, right? So you've got the 5 of Fire and all these different people in here, and it's all up in your head, and you feel like you're having to fight the world. Everybody, you know, I'm this image here. I've got to be this certain image, and I've got all these different feelings inside of me. Some of them older in history and young, and I've got to be this certain image of, you know, like the preppy guy, and, you know, I feel different. And then I'm like, this is not sure and serious, and this guy's goofy, and, you know, he's like, got this perverse, you know, joking, not serious taking life. And then you got this older, wiser person. All into one. So you're fighting out all these images that people want you to be. And it's just going around. And then we got the 6 of Air upside down, which is usually movement in the regular tarot, right? You're moving and you're going somewhere, maybe to calmer waters. But here you're stuck. I'm a million different people from one day to the next, you don't know who you are, and you're learning. You need to, and you're stuck in that. If you can see the whys in the moon, in the water, in the mountains. So you've kind of got, in this card, it looks like you've got all the elements. Air, water, fire, and earth. Well, I don't see the fire, but at least those three. But you got the wisdom, but it's all upside down, and you feel stuck because you don't know which way the direction is that you want to go. Whether it's in love or just the whole thing. Okay? Because water is emotion, earth is grounding, and then you've got the stars, which is dreaming. And then you've got the secrets that you've been holding, or knowledge that you've been holding. We got Spirit. What else you want to tell them, Spirit? Change, I can change. I can't change in my mo, but I'm here in my moat. For people. And then we got Apollo, who's upside down. So this looks like, you know, an Egyptian type of thing, but he also looks like he's got these swans, and he's got this staff, and he's ancient, and he's like the leader. So, and then he's standing on top of the world, but it's upside down. So he's not, let me see, how do we put it, Spirit? Like he feels like he's fallen off of his heritage, or wanting that heritage, but he's afraid of losing it, or he lost it and he wants it and he didn't know. And well, you can flip this, guys, male or female. It's just, you know, you could be a businessman or a businesswoman here, but it just, you know, that looks like a royalty there. And he's just trying to find his heritage maybe, and he's lost. He feels lost. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, we've got Mayors of Earth. So you've got the King and the Queen of Earth. Now, the Queen upside down of Earth is someone that's not grounded. They're not living up to standards, whether it's somebody else or other people. They're very reckless. They're losing their ground. They're losing their pentacles, which is usually home and hearth and stability. So feel like the stability is losing. You're losing what, you know, possibly, or you're feeling that way, that you're losing your ground. You're losing everything that you've built, or you fear losing everything you've built in the past, built on what others feel and others think, to go find your purpose or what it is you love. And this is Ellie Goulding Delirium. Let's see, from 50 Shades of Grey movie. She's so beautiful. Love Me Like You Do from the 50 Shades of Grey movie. She's saying, you're the cure, you're the pain, you're everything. Now, in that movie, I watched it myself. Go look at that movie. By the way, it was about a girl that was innocent, and she trusted him, but yet he had this lifestyle that he wanted to dominate and control. Okay? And I guess push the envelope. But he never could really love somebody. But it was a proposal for her, you know, that I will give you everything if you would just be my toy or whatever, you know, in a way. But I could trust you, you know what I'm saying? So she succumbed to it and trusted him and submitted to him. And then, of course, the relationship with his mom and everything, and how that was. but he had scars. And she healed him, and she, was awakened and just learned in a way, you know what I'm saying, and learned to love. So she taught him, and, he didn't have to have all this perverse way of things. He helped her open up, but he wanted to space it. It's just a really neat movie. Okay, this is the music, which is by Beethoven, I believe. Beethoven's Fifth, and it's on the upside down. So here, Beethoven, he couldn't speak and he couldn't really hear, but he could feel the energy. And we should always go by what we feel and what we see, rather than what someone says. And here, he felt the music and he expressed it. He turned something into it good. So, and I can say with impunity that he felt the energy in the music, just like Helen Keller. Touch something tangible, rather than what people say in their words. Go by how somebody treats you and what you see to be real and truth. Not what people always say. Do your homework. Do your research. Go with your heart, what you feel. Go from your instincts, your gut feeling, your first impression. And then take that chance. Don't be stuck. What are you waiting for, she says. People are so afraid of love. They think they're that worthy of love, or they get conditioned that love doesn't matter. Here we go, Libra. Here we go. Justice. So you may have Libra in your chart. And there's the I think it's Saturn. And then you've got this Griffin, I believe. It's like an angel winged dinosaur lioness kind of thing. It's got the scales and it's up on a pedestal. Okay, or on a rooftop, like it's guarding. And it's written in the stars, or a constellation, which it is, by the way. It's beautiful. So you're wanting justice. Okay, we've got Bryan Adams. What is it? Reckless. Summer of 69. So number 69 might, or the year of 69 might have something, or the summertime. Okay. So what else we got? Somebody didn't keep their dreams and they never thought that it would go. The summer seemed to last forever. If I had a choice, I'd always want to be there, because he's trying to remember sometime in the summertime, right? Those are the best days of his life, when he had his love, And here we got the Imperator. This is someone that's the emperor, but he's an imposter. So he wants to be the emperor, but he's not being the emperor. Here you got this businessman, which is kind of like an emperor, right? But an emperor is all the kings, all the elements. And then you've got the mayor of Earth, which is close to the emperor. So this guy is older and he's got a crown on his head. Okay, so he is getting older, right? Which would be the mayor of Earth, This must be true. Then you got this older businessman, but he's an imposter. He's not being the real person here. He's being this guy with the mask. A fool. If you want to be the emperor, be the emperor. Don't try to be something you're not. Show the real you and be the real you. That's what you want people to see. Because when you pretend to be something else and they find out you're not, then hey, you don't got nothing. And I've told my kids that. If you act like you got a lot of money and pretend to be something that you're not, then what happens is when they find out you don't got them no more. You ain't got nothing. So, and in the songs, you have to show your true heart. Like Patrick Swayze was a player. Okay? He wasn't really doing anything with his life. You know, he until he met that girl that really impressed him. And she brought out the real him. And that's where I was talking about a little earlier about impersonating. It, just because somebody has money doesn't, you know, if you think that you don't have what it takes to have that person, then you're thinking of her this or him the same way. That they'll only like you for what you have. So we've all been conditioned to think that this is what it's supposed to be. You know, you're supposed to grow up, have money, and, you know, you get the best person, and that makes you a better person because of what you have. No. You can have all the money in the world and still be lonely. You know, and I'm not being against anybody having money or not having money. I'm just saying that be the real you, be the authentic self. That's who you want people to see you as. Words are cheap. I would rather show somebody and have them show me their type of love or what they're about. Period. The lights flickered. Then for them to tell me something and they can't keep their, you know, can't back it up. Or they say something and they don't do it. So I like the word show me. And if you're going to say show me and tell me something, I want to see it too. So, you know, if you expect something from me, then I expect you to give that. If you want something from me, then I expect you to give the same thing that you want at least. Because I want the same thing that you want. Or this business, whatever. Right? So, there you go. All right. I'm going to pull out a card for you guys and see what we got here. Okay, this is beautiful. Adele, Skyfall. The movie Skyfall. I love it. Skyfall. 007, you know, about his movies. Go watch that movie. It might have a message in it. This is the end. Hold your breath and count to 10. She's so beautiful. I love Adele. Feel the earth move again. Feel my heart burst again. Because this is the end. I've drowned and dreamt this moment. From the history I've known from about 007's character, every time, I mean, he was a player from the Himalayas, and he always had to have the best of everything, and he pretended to be this, you know, rich guy, and he had to play all these different scenarios and be the hero for the world, right? And then the sky falls, right? He would fall in love with girls and they would even turn out to be something that they weren't. You know, always, or like one of the movies, like the casino movie where, you know, he fell in love with a married woman and she died. So he lost her. And then at the same time, she betrayed him, but she loved him at the same time. So every time he, you know, wanted to be in love, he couldn't do it. He was afraid. So whenever they died, he would just say, whatever. She's a B-I-T-C-H. So have my heart. The sky falls. Garden balls. And tall. All together. Alright. So what do we got, Spirit? Okay, we got initiation spirit. Spirit coming from inside, initiation. So somebody had to go through initiation, or they didn't pass the initiation, or they're initiating something or need to. So we got containment in a cauldron. Somebody's working spells, but they're backfiring. And spells can be anything you pray for. Oh, I wish so-and-so would drop dead or get in a car accident, or I hate that person. You know what I'm saying? That could be spell work, because it's from what I've learned, that when you pray for whatever it is, and you speak it into existence. So, you know, actions sometimes speak louder than the words. So it's the same thing to me. So whether you say it or pray for it or you cause it, that's black magic to me. And like I said, candles and black magic upside down. So whatever the magic is, it ain't working. Somebody ain't lighting a prayer in the right way, because, you know, a lot of people light candles for something. And here you can see all the colors of the chakras. So somebody's praying in that cauldron and they didn't pass the test. Or they're conjuring up something. Let's see what we got for you guys with an angel card. Let's go with the kitchen witches. See what we could do for you guys that might help you. Okay, we got Disney Pixar The Cars. Real Gone by Sheryl Crow. Children's. Born in the South, and sometimes I have a big mouth, and sometimes this song reminds me of me. That's the first time I've heard it. Because I will say it. I ain't going to hold back. I used to keep my mouth shut. Not anymore. I mean, I'm bold and sometimes blunt. She talks about how she was born in the South with a big mouth, and then, you know, looking to Sheryl Crow's personality and stuff. She's very vocal, and, you know, so it passes a lot of messages, really good messages with her songs. But she's talking about she goes back to the South and everything's changed, you know. Real gone. She's been real gone. She went and did, you know, went and made something of herself, you know. And, of course, there's a new cat in town. Okay. Hemp. Expansion. So, you know, this is a card about expansion. And that could be Sagittarian. And that maybe somebody could use some hemp oil, which is healing, and could use some healing. You know, you can use oils if you're not feeling well. And hemp, they have different things with the hemp in it. So, that when you use that hemp, it also expands, expands your lungs if you're smoking it, which helps you get in more oxygen. That's why you get so high, is because of that. But, you know, the hemp makes ropes, and you can do a lot of things. They've done a lot of things with hemp, and it's a natural flower that God has grown for us and has a lot of uses. So this also symbolizing for expansion. So get you one more. Basil, reconciliation. So you may be reliving something or want a reconciliation if this is about love, or revisiting an old business idea. So you might want to check out that Aries. It's got a lot of expansion and engineering and things like that. It's really good. So check that out. But if this is about love, then, you know, maybe a reconciliation, or maybe even with soulmates or friends. You know, not everything's all about love here. So like the last one really wasn't a whole lot of love. But here in the Taurus, in reading with Phil Collins, and you know the other song, She's Like the Wind. So this could have a lot to do with it. So I'm saying with this, go with your feeling. Don't be afraid. If you don't ever try, you will never know if it would have been. So try that, okay? This is where I'm going to let you guys go. And I really enjoyed it. And like I said, I've got some new cards coming to do the special reading for the contest for last month, which was the most views and the most likes. So I'm going to do something bonus, guys, for you guys. And I will let you guys know which ones that are, because all the results aren't in. So I appreciate it, Taurus, and I appreciate you hitting that like button. It's a cheap way to give support and help the algorithms. And I really enjoyed this, and I had the time of my life. This is what we're leaving with. This is, I've had the time of my life from the Jennifer Warner, I think it is, Platinum Collection. From the Dirty Dancing, here we go. Bill Medley and Jennifer Warnes. So I've had a time of life, and I owe it all to you. I never felt like this before. Yes, I swear it's the truth. And he owes it all to, so somebody grew here and is going back to let someone know the reconciliation, to let that person know how much they meant to them and what they did for them. And then they expanded. So whatever happened in the past with this black magic or things that happened, it changed. So it's maybe in the past. So, you know, all the things that person's been holding in, you know, everything's explained through all of this. You'll see that it was explained what happened, and now they come back together, and or whatever, they rehash things, and they see how everything was meant to be that way, and now it brought them to here because they had to go through whatever it was to get to here. And that's where I'm leaving you guys. I love y'all. This is your favorite favorite DJ, Spirit DJ Brie. Like I said, I stutter sometimes, but I like who I am, and I work all the time at it. So it's the truth. And I owe it all to you guys. See y'all later, smooches.